Hey, Mosaic family. Adam here. I just wanted to open up the lines of communication with you guys. I know a lot's going on and you have a lot of information and communication from the outside world coming in, but I just wanted to clue you in onto some things that are going on in the life of our church, and wanted to make sure that you know the plan that and the path that we're headed down. And so before I kind of unfold some of those details, let me just open up by reading a few verses from Psalm 46 that I've been reflecting on all week, really. Very, very relevant to our current moment in the world. Psalm 46 says this: God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way. Though the mountains be moved into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble at its swelling, there is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. I just want to remind you, in the midst of all of the turmoil and chaos and uncertainty, that though there's trouble around us, we need not fear. And so I know that's easy to say, and I know many of you have anxious hearts right now. I know some of you are concerned, obviously, about the well-being of family members and friends and our community and the whole world. But just be reminded that God is our refuge and strength in times of trouble. And so these days are troubling, but God is on His throne, and we can find great strength and refuge and hope in that. Let me just do a few things of communication with you here in this brief video. The first thing I want to do is just to name a few things that are true right now. As many of you know, information changes, day by day, almost minute by minute, as to what our plans as our country and as a city are. But here's two things we know to be true. Actually, I want to again just ground you in what God says in His Word. Let me read one more passage from the book of Romans in the New Testament. The Apostle Paul is writing this to the early church, and he says this. He says, "Let every person be subject to the governing authorities. For there is no authority except from God, and those that exist have been instituted by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authorities resists what God has appointed, and those who resist will incur judgment." In essence, what Paul is saying is that God has specifically placed governing authorities over us to rule us for our good. And so, as pertains to the life at Mosaic, we have two governing authorities over us, at least. One, of course, is the government, and then the second is our landlord, Bosque School. And so here's two things that we know to be true right now. We know that the Bosque School has suspended all activities on their campus, and we have been informed that for the next 3 Sundays at minimum, we have been asked not to meet on their campus. So that is true. So for March 22nd, March 29th, and April 5th, we have no place to meet for our corporate gathering. That's true. The second thing that we know to be true is that the government and the CDC, President Trump and the CDC, have requested that groups of no more than 10 meet. And so with those two things being true and us believing your elders have been thoughtful and prayerful about our path forward, we've made some decisions about life at Mosaic for at least the coming weeks as far as we know it. And here's what this means for us. This means that our Mosaic family will be scattered for a season. We don't know for how long. Again, all we know to be true right now is the next 3 Sundays. Information seems to be suggesting it could be longer than that, but as of right now, it's for the next 3 Sundays. And so as we are now a scattered family in our own private homes, here's a few things I just want to lay out for us as a path forward. The key for us at Mosaic is going to be staying engaged. We need to be staying engaged with God, staying engaged with each other, and staying engaged with our neighbors. Let me just quickly speak on each of those to give you direction on those. Let me talk about engaging with God. We have decided that we are going to be providing an online gathering for you for private worship in your homes on Sunday mornings. Now, this is not replacing our public worship on Sundays. It's just not. Nothing can replace what we do on Sunday mornings together as we gather to worship God. And so this is going to have a little bit of a different feel and a different format to it. We'll be pre-recording some content during the week and releasing it for you on Sunday morning for you to view and engage with the material as a family. If you feel comfortable, you can certainly invite friends whom you believe to be safe and healthy at the time, if that's something you feel comfortable with. I would even invite you to consider a neighbor. Maybe even have unchurched neighbors who are uncertain about faith and spirituality and life right now, and maybe this content will be something that you find that you might find useful to them. So consider that. We'll be working on that this week and releasing that on Sunday. You'll hear more details on how to get that later. The second thing about engaging with God that I want to remind you of is that giving financially is more vital than it ever has been before for the life of our church. Because we're not meeting doesn't mean that our expenses don't continue. And if you are one of those folks who are frantically watching your retirement nest egg just dwindle by the minute, stop doing that. Here is an incredible opportunity for you to express faith that God will provide for you. So part of our giving is through the offering box on Sunday mornings, and the rest of our giving is done online, and many of you do that regularly. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge you, if you don't already have this, I'm going to challenge you to set up a recurring online gift through our website, mosaicabq.church. You'll find the giving link down there at the bottom, that little orange hovering icon. If you click on that, it's a very simple, safe, and secure way to give. I'm going to challenge you to set up a recurring gift, which means that it's regularly being withdrawn from your account. If you do an ACH draft, there's no fees at all. And this might be out of your comfort zone, particularly in a time when money's tight. But God has never asked us to give out of our abundance, but always out of our poverty. And so let me just challenge you to do that in whatever way, form, or fashion that you find that you and your family can give. We welcome your giving because it is more vital than ever. So staying engaged with God through your faith right now is very important. Another thing you need to be considering is how to stay engaged with each other. Right now, we're going to be making use of lots of different avenues of technology to stay connected with each other. The beautiful thing is we have phones. I'm here at the office space with my phone shooting a video and communicating with you, and all of you have phones and devices in your pockets right now, which is a beautiful thing. And so as of now, you will be hearing from your community circle leaders. If you're an engaged participant in one of our community circles, you'll be hearing from them about the path forward for meeting. I've heard about one group that's considering using Zoom, Zoom, which is an online web conference platform. They're going to consider just meeting weekly virtually so they can at least just check in on each other and see if there are any needs. One of our avenues for pastoral care that we've set up is our community circles. So if you're engaged in one of those, that is a great way to receive care and love and encouragement with each other. Another thing you need to know is that if there are any physical or tangible needs that you have, God forbid the luxurious toilet paper runs out in the home, please send those needs and requests to Andy Herman. You can email him at andrew@mosaicabq.com. He's not going to be providing all the needs, but he is going to be coordinating them all so that we can care for each other in our time of need. And so the staff as a whole will be working on creating new ways and rhythms for us to engage with you during the week. So if you're not already following us on our social media platforms, please do that. We're going to be active on Facebook as well as Instagram. So if you'll keep those active. And also, if you are not on our database, which if you don't ever get text messages for us or emails from us, you'll want to get on that. And it's really simple. What you're going to do is you're going to just text the word connect to this number, 505-985-5955. So if you just simply text the word connect to that, you'll get a follow-up text message back, which will ask for your very basic information, and that puts you in our database so that when we do send out these type of communications or emails or text messages in the coming days, weeks, and months ahead, you'll be in the know. So please take time, even right now, to get connected with us so that we can make sure the lines of communication are open with you. So engaging with each other is going to be important. And then the final thing I want to mention in this video is that engaging with neighbors is going to be extremely important right now. This is a unique moment in the history of the world where the church can rise up, where Mosaic can bring her catchy motto, brokenness made beautiful, into all the nooks and crannies of people's lives and into our neighborhoods. Be thoughtful and creative about how you care for your neighbors, your literal neighbors. If you don't know them, now's your time. Send a letter down to everybody. Knock on the doors. Keep distance. Give them a little elbow bump. But now is the time for the church to rise up and to be the hands and feet of Jesus in our city and in our communities. So I hope you're doing well, Mosaic. I hope you are taking these precautions seriously that the governing authorities are expressing to us. And I hope that your faith is found firm in our rock, in our refuge, in our shield, in our strength, the Lord Jesus. Until next time, you'll be hearing from me and from the staff. Take care, Mosaic. It's good to talk with you.